Now, you know, there is this argument about COVID-19 that will slow the development of Ghana and Adema. Even Amanfu Bebebe in the UK, even the Prime Minister of UK, Etum Bokrano, claim the same. But a lot of Nkomobi Kodu within Ghana, sometimes you don't understand that one number work whether they are in Ghana or they are outside. In that, Friday Kofi Ameya on UTV, Uboya Semenua, and everybody was shocked. From Yafa,
say, Brunobega, it dovetails into question that I say, any election time, 10 year way. They can election time. Na my main can say, so Obekaya, meaning so Obekaya, so Yeswa, a year, your man penny and Ado Danko Kufuado, so Mayor Ghana man penny, 2017, or can be, or see he's in a hurry, say Obe developing this country. Because we share the deficits as far as our social infrastructure, no, a concern, a son. Until now, even here say, Obe take bold decision and bold steps to ensure say at least they be catching up with that infrastructural gap. For that matter, he established the development authorities. In every constituency, no, you ma almost $1 million. Say almost under the Ministry of Special Development Initiative, ministry. So that tells you say, your man Penin and other than Kwekufado, and it Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia no, or Pepa. Omo dose impuntu numa die ebekoso sebi fofie na ntoata asem bi na ba ye ntia ena Ghana yesika sem ekwa atwe me ka yare ekodi ewu a eba ye ema ewiase nyina ba onyinya a ema sika sem ye bibi ena slow the pace of the development of this country. Sure. Of course, otherwise openi say o share every sector of the economy as far as infrastructure is concerned. Now the Danko Akufo-Addo the why unprecedented. Ye pe oman penia Ghana ha every secondary school any infrastructure under the administration His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo. He has built brand new secondary schools, brand new JHS, and a brand new primary schools. And then you say we share the Yesua for share additional so bar instead of the cluster schools, no. And now schools here be district assembly area basic school early in the kika hona or coming na boom no a senior school kese kakra e wo brono no so na mensi so anya no kwa maka akwan yie dodo ayaye unprecedented 3 times more than the administration of Professor J.E. Mills and John Dramani Mahama. We have done more than any administration in the history of the Fourth Republic. And yeah, no so even hospitals. As we are speaking now, His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo, no Dr. Bawumia, almost brand new 20 district hospitals in this country.
Yeah, Juma.
Of course. Ya commission na say you are contombra. Ye yiwa Eda neji. Bebre ama me kwan a metimi o hwe say you asanwe so. Ya ye bi wo ho nsoko ebi wo ho manso kwanta ebi wo ho ebi ire project a ye jatu wo Kufuor mere so ya be complete ni na konongo odumasi ye wie okọ tepade ye wie ye friend is saying Bakuya Ga East awokwabenya ye wie okọ wa eno so ye wie 400 bed hospital
obi na chance number 2 aso anase
bo na bo ye project ndi e nsem kan ye jaw Kufuor mere so and empose wo hwe project crowd bi sha ase crowd no ye beto aso you has for example University of Health and Allied Sciences here and ya be the whole of Africa you who nursing school it is me Kofi Amia me who nursing school a eso ne kakaka ne kokoko ene emufe etise de His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia abebie akosi e Volta region the second phase of it because of the same infrastructure ya University of Ghana Medical Center second phase and so we so we can say be election time nti na omanpani ye we dia adabraka nya nokure owo pepa owo doso obema oman na tumpo as far as doing politics is concerned no sabi obi enu obi be obeka se obi mfa na se mpan kon ho a ebe efe ebe ye de see ebenya obi from the other side of the political divide to more or less extol and praise the work of the government. It's fair and good. But say say ayewu wana montuo o modern born e kofa ba ye dia. O no say correct no. That's not politics. It's the correction. is to making sure say at the end of the day no kra ne be kan say the tie and no kra ne say e ban puntu numa its excellency na Nana Danko Akufo-Addo and Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia oma ya de yempene omo yesre sebi ebio sambra Ghana for enhwe ne nyuma pa waye na nyame ya adum ne ekoto aba eye bronya boso me da etoso enso afimu a na omoma His Excellency, the Vice President of the Republic, candidate and the flag bearer of the New Patriotic Party. So now on consolidating the gains of His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo. Now the also a yen vision, ni so adi hu no pese oye no de boa because se wo hwe onumpo 30 policies as far as the digital space is concerned no we're implementing it successfully. See where ye bida obetimi consolidating the gains of His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo. And it's crystal clear so far, so good, as far as development is concerned. Sebi, we are not a perfect government. We haven't been a perfect government. So we've had our challenges. But the truth of the matter is that as far as development of this country is concerned, comparatively, Nana Danko Akufo-Addo,
institutions in Ghana. And so this whole conversation going on is quite irritating for somebody like me who has seen a lot of young people. Look, there was one time I was in the bank. This young guy walked in. You can obviously tell he's doing a legitimate business that is doing well per all his documentation. We need a collateral because when we go into the credit scoring system that is in Ghana by Dun and Bradstreet and all the other credit scoring system, you cannot see enough information for you to tell whether this person is credit worthy. And so there are young people who have started businesses and they cannot expand because we want you to bring card documents. Just recently, I introduced somebody who is a millionaire in Ghana, who at this point is waiting for some of his buyers from Germany to come and buy his produce. But at the same time, he needs to protect his produce in Ghana. And so he needs financing. And the bank is saying, bring all your tracks, the card documents. And this is somebody who has forgotten some of his card documents with even some of the buyers. Now this person is stranded. With a proper credit scoring system, this man would have simply gotten credit. Why is this so difficult for people to understand? And then you have people like Efia Odo come to misinform people. It's an issue of financial literacy. Do you know how many companies are failing to come and invest in Africa because they know that the people in Africa cannot afford their services and products? So if we have a credit system, you can afford certain things. As a young person, for instance, you are done with school, you want to start a company. You're 21 years old, you're 21 year old, you need to buy a machine that costs $900 to be able to start your pure water factory business. And now you're thinking you have to work for 3 years, 4 years in order for you to get that money. But with a proper credit scoring system, we know that your credit score is say 600, you are credit worthy, so we can give you that machine and you pay that machine in bits. How is this so difficult? You don't need to be an NPP to support this. You need to be somebody who supports the betterment of the country, support the idea. You don't need to support Bawumia. You need to support the idea and say that, well, even if we don't like Bawumia, we want you, Mahama, or you, Cheddar, to do it. But we have people fighting against credit scoring system. And you're listening to people like Efiodo, who probably doesn't even understand anything about finance. You want salaries to get better. But also we need to have a competitive environment. Young people need to be able to expand their businesses. And when they expand, more employment is created. When more income comes to the people, more revenue goes back to the government. And that's how government is able to have more money in terms of income and build better roads and do all sort of things. Then she goes ahead to say that there are doctors in the US who are getting paid $100,000. Bro, do you know how much medical bills cost in the US? Spend 2 nights, just 2 nights in emergency ward. 2 nights. You're coming back home with a bill of $31,000. And yes, will be say, me say, you come back home with $30,000 bill. And that is how the hospital is able to afford those kind of salaries. It doesn't mean that also the salaries that doctors are getting in Ghana is also good. That's not what it means. But it also means that it's a work in progress. So you cannot compare oranges to mangoes. For me, I'm very passionate about this topic because of what I saw in Ghana and what I see in the US. Day in, day out, I'm speaking to 20-year-olds and 21-year-olds who are buying trucks in the US through credit. And so within 1 year, he's able to buy a whole building and go into real estate through credit. And we have people in Ghana saying it's not good. Oh my goodness. And the fact that you're giving credit doesn't mean you go broke.
And na adofo aha na mama yedibodu na kana hu there every now and then they will bring you nothing but the facts. Now sometimes it becomes so hard to the point that it will have to oil bust a lot of brains because them rotten wasn't in the corner. Sometimes it's very very hard to take. Share video no business like a video. Not good share like a video no like a video no like a video. Share no like. What for me I forgot to from Mama Crow. Nature is in common.